maybe the last time we have to do this, I hope. Pursuant of Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Chapter 30A, Paragraph 20, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Harwich Public Board of Health is being conducted via remote participation. No person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. I'm going to call the meeting to order and do a roll call. Sharon? Here. Is here. Okay. Ron Dalgiallo?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Matt Antoine?
I'm here.
And Kevin DuPont?
Here.
Okay. Everyone is present. So Katie, do you want to proceed?
Sure. Excuse me. So as we had discussed at the last Board of Health meeting, Governor Baker made some pretty substantial announcements regarding COVID restrictions being lifted on May 29th and the public health emergency ending on June 15th. Many of the other towns that had mask mandate areas have voted to rescind those mandates following the governor's orders. So basically this meeting is for you as a board to discuss and see if you would like to rescind the mask mandate or if you would like to uphold it. I did include a few different studies on outdoor transmission in your packet, a list of the towns and what they've been doing in terms of their mask mandate, as well as the governor's updated order. I do have the vaccination percentages here in front of me as well. Out of the eligible individuals in town to be vaccinated, we have 66% who are completely fully vaccinated. And in terms of age group, our 75 plus, we have 91% fully vaccinated. For 65 to 74, 82% are fully vaccinated. 50 to 64 years old, 67% fully vaccinated. 30 to 49 years old, we have 57% fully vaccinated. 20 to 29 is 38%. 16 to 19 is 34. Our 12 to 15 is currently 0. We do have 34 who have received their first dose. That just got opened up last week, so we wouldn't expect to see them fully vaccinated yet. So the town is doing really well in terms of vaccination rates. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, or if you would like to just discuss what your thoughts are, what completely up to the board.
I think we should open it at the 29th of May. I think we should open it up. I don't think we should have the mask requirement outside anyway from right now, because I think Chatham also has rescinded it, I think a week or so ago. So yes, it makes more sense to not require masks outside. I'm not sure about the inside, but I think outside, I don't think we should have masks requirements.
My only comment to that is, and I would agree for the most part, I think in crowded settings, maybe in a large crowded setting, I don't think we can mandate it, but I guess my opinion is I would agree with where the mandates are headed. Outside and people that are vaccinated, the spread is fairly low. It's not non-existent, but it's low. The same for getting COVID, it's low. For the people that have not been vaccinated and are not wearing masks, they are not protected. Now, that's their choice. People that are vaccinated.
That's what I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, I can agree.
We are protected. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that they are, and this is more for people that are not vaccinated and not wearing masks, all right? Because they're not protected themselves and they can still spread it if they are carrying it. The people they have to be concerned about in their company, if they're with people like that, are people that have a reduced immune system, people that are maybe on cancer therapy or on immunosuppressive drugs for rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or any number of things like that. Those people, even if vaccinated, may not be as safe as someone that's immunocompetent. So I think for the people out there, that choose not to get vaccinated or not to wear a mask, they have to realize that they are not protected and that they can still pass that on to other people. And I think that's something that I've even from some of the comments that I read in our packet, I'm not sure that everybody fully understands that. They tend to think that if somebody else is wearing a mask, they're protected. That's not really how that mask mandate worked. So I would caution people to understand their vulnerability, their risk. All right. Other than that, I think, I would be for lifting the outdoor mask mandate with those caveats that people understand that.
Sharon,
can we have some kind of signage? Can we have kind of signage that speaks to this? In other words, I think something to the effect of talking about people who aren't vaccinated should be cautious, or some kind of a signage that says that.
Sure, we have this.
I think Baker and the CDC guidelines are saying that people that are vaccinated can go without masks. They're not saying, correct. And they're still saying that people that are not vaccinated should be wearing them.
And it's not a requirement, though. It's an advisory.
It's a requirement.
It's an advisory, right. So I think if we have some kind of signage that said that, to be very cautious if you're not vaccinated and things like that. I'm not sure how the signage would read, but I think by lifting it, at least we can have people at least walk downtown and things like this. And then people who have stores and things like this, they can make their own decisions whether they want them inside there without masks and things like that. But I think outside, I think we should rescind that at the 29th.
We can certainly change. We have sandwich board signs out right now that state the requirements, so we can change that to reflect.
Sure.
We can come up with the correct verbiage, but something about non-vaccinated individuals, please use caution. Correct. Something along those lines. We can certainly update those signs.
Okay. Any other comments from the board?
Just with the fact that we just take into the little fact that once somebody walks through the front door of any business, I do believe by law it is up to that business to make the decision whether they require masks inside or not at this point, correct?
After the 29th, starting on the 29th.
That's correct.
I've already seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I've had people that I know in retail tell me the amount of conflict it already creates with people who don't feel like wearing it anymore because they feel like since the order's already been announced that they can get away without wearing it. I don't see how we could justify keeping people wearing them on Main Street when they walk through the front door of any building on Main Street, and at that point, it's up to the owner of the building. I think it's a recipe for open conflict. I think you'll see people arguing about it on the streets. I've seen it already. I've had people tell me stories about them being out in the park, walking their dog out in the open on the beach. People yelling at them for not wearing a mask and vice versa. And, at this point, most of the people who aren't vaccinated, they're either like shut-ins and they're being worked on. And just from my, personal background as a nurse and what I'm seeing, most of the people that aren't vaccinated yet don't want to be at this point. They've either made their decision that they don't feel it's safe for them and they're willing to take the risks without it, or they don't believe in it at this point. And some people just still don't believe COVID is real, which is crazy. But, you know, as much as the nurse in me would like to say, let's all keep wearing them because it's effective. I just don't see that we can.
I think that falls in line with what we've been saying, you know, here in the meeting so far. So that,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely agree.
yeah.
Any other comments?
Stop and Shop, I think, is, as I understand it, the 29th, they will not require people to wear masks in the store. I'm not sure how Shaw's is going to handle this.
That kind of falls in line with what I think CDC and Baker are saying. You know, they're going to rely on people that are not vaccinated to wear a mask. Now,
exactly.
We all know that's not going to happen. So that's what I'm saying, that people that, you know, that are immunocompromised or people that for whatever reason, you know, feel that they still want to wear a mask, then I think that's all right too. But I think those people, you know, need to be aware that are immunocompromised, that, you know, they may need to wear a mask whether they are vaccinated or not. But again, that is going to be their choice.
We have to put some kind of verbiage on that, I think, so that you know, people understand it behooves them to think about their own health conditions.
Yeah.
And if the board wants to develop some sort of educational pamphlet or packet, we can always put that on both the health department and the Board of Health websites as well.
That's a great idea.
The sandwich board signs, but if you'd like to develop any kind of materials, we can certainly distribute that on the web as well.
Yeah.
Even something, you know, something like bullet points, something where they don't have to sit and do a lot of reading, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that, you know, no mask, not vaccinated, not protected. Something real simple like that, you know. If you're immunocompromised, you know, consider your risk. I think the other thing, and I don't know if we'd want to put that on there, that I think people need to consider is, you know, even people that are vaccinated. Currently, the opinion is that most of the variances are covered pretty well. All right. They're particularly talking the UK, South Africa, and Brazil. Of the new ones, they don't know about. All right. Particularly like the ones in India. And there's going to be more. There's going to be more. Some could be, I call them homegrown, ones that'll mutate from people here in the United States. We don't know about those. So, you know, even though people that are vaccinated, if you're going to be in large groups, indoors or outdoors, if they're close, could still be at minimal risk. We aren't at a point of no risk. And I think that those are some of the things that people need to think about. And I'm sure the average person, you know, isn't necessarily thinking about the variants that may not be covered or that may still show up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, something easy for them, bullet points that will stick in their head versus, you know, a long written dissertation on it. Something that will stick.
Yeah, if the board wants to develop something, I can certainly get that on the signs. I can see if we can purchase more signs. I'm not sure what the budget looks like, but I can sit down and see if we can purchase a few more of those sandwich board signs, as well as get them on the website. And maybe we can speak to Channel 18 about putting it on the Facebook page. We can kind of broadcast it that way as an educational side.
Yeah, those would be good. Yeah.
Any other comments?
Go ahead.
Sorry?
I said those were my only thoughts.
Oh, okay. Are we ready to make a motion?
Sure,
I'll make a motion that.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion that we rescind the mask on the outside from Bank Street to Lower County Road.
Would that be effective immediately or on the 29th?
29th.
Effective on the 29th of May.
I second.
I disagree. I think we should do it immediately. Any thoughts on that?
No, I don't. Well, I think we really should follow the governor's stance.
So the governor's stance outside masks are actually not required as of right now.
Right now.
It's the inside that would be rescinded on the 29th, just to clarify.
All right,
Yeah.
I go along with right now.
Okay, good. Okay, so who's making the motion to, Ron, do you want to clarify your motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion to rescind the mask orders, and whether we do it today or we do it next week, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
On the outside.
Motion today, okay.
Right.
So I'm sorry, can
And
you just
then-
clarify the motion just for make sure we have it correct?
Yeah.
So your motion is to rescind the mask mandate on Route 28 from Lower County Road to Bank Street effective immediately. Is that
Correct.
correct? Okay.
Do I hear a second?
And then
I'll second.
Who's second? I'm sorry.
Sharon?
Oh, Sharon, second. Matt,
In favor?
Kevin,
Yes.
okay, and I'm in favor for rescinding immediately. So we're all in favor.
Sounds good. Perfect.
Okay.
now, can we set up a sign that also with Sharon's idea of bullet points? In other
Absolutely.
words, so that we have, let's say, if you are compromised or you have not had a vaccine or something to that, at least 1 or 2 or 3 bullet points, so that people realize that, it's important, and also prompts people to get the vaccine.
Absolutely. We can certainly update the signs to reflect anything you'd like them to say.
I think-
There's not a ton of room. I don't know how many bullet points. We might have to have different signs, but we can try to squeeze as much on as we
Yeah,
can.
well, 4 or 5, I think.
Could we put down like, not vaccinated, not wearing a mask, not protected,
Not vaccinated, not wearing a mask,
not protected?
not protected. Sure.
And then something to the effect that I don't know what people, I don't want to say I guess immunosuppressed.
Compromised.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, compromised. Yeah. Should what's the word we want to use there?
Use caution.
Should be aware of their risk.
Exactly. That's a good one. Be aware of
Yeah, be aware of their
personal
risk.
risks. Your personal risk.
Yeah, their personal.
Be aware of personal risk.
Yes.
Whether I don't know if you want to put that in there, whether vaccinated or not. I would assume somebody that's on those kind of things, their position.
Maybe even if vaccinated, something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Compromised should be aware of personal risk, even if vaccinated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if those would both fit on the sign. We'll do our best.
We could do one and the other,
Yeah, we can split it up. I'll try to get them all on each sign. No promises. And then do you have a third one you want to put on? We can do different signs with different sayings and we can put them around town.
I mean, I guess it would be a moot point if, by the time it all comes around, we know that businesses aren't going to require. But I think if there are any businesses, we find out that any businesses on Main Street decide that they want to require a mask mandate inside, I think it's important that people know it is up to the business.
That's a good idea. So something along the lines of businesses have right to require a mask or something.
Yeah, real simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Or
It's a
respect
business decision to mandate masks or not.
So as of the 29th, is Baker rescinding all mask requirements, indoor, outdoors, vaccinated, unvaccinated?
Everything except public transportation, healthcare, and schools.
Because when I read it, I thought it said vaccinated people.
It's an advisory, so
Okay, all right.
they're recommending that unvaccinated still wear masks, but it's no longer a requirement. So they're still advising it, but they can't ask if you're vaccinated. They can't.
Is that something that we should put out there that would give businesses maybe coverage if they would, let's say you've got a small bit, a small physical space business, and they would prefer people wearing a mask. The fact that this is a recommendation by Baker, that.
Yeah, but it's if
I
the
think that's
business
up to the business to put that sign up.
business period. It doesn't matter recommendation or not. Business wants you wearing one inside. It is their right to require it as long as they're requiring it of everybody.
Yeah.
So what was that? I'm sorry. Can you just clarify that third one? So respect businesses' decision to mandate mask use. Is that what you decided?
Yeah. Yes.
So the 3 bullet points I have are not vaccinated, not wearing a mask equals not protected. Immunocompromised should be aware of personal risk even if vaccinated, and respect businesses' decision to mandate mask use.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Yep. So we can get those done. DPW has the key and they are very busy right now with Memorial Day coming up. So we'll try to get them done as soon as possible, but there may be a lag in between. But we won't forget. Don't worry.
Okay.
And I'll look into seeing if I have a budget to get a few more signs. I believe we have 3 or 4 sandwich boards right now. And if the board does want to develop anything to put on the websites, we can certainly get that out there and share that with the other departments as well.
I think having that on the Board of Health website, or maybe even the town's website, there in the front, that people are questioning, like, what can I do? What can I do? If they don't.
Maybe just what we said for the sandwich boards.
Those 3, I can certainly put those 3 bullet points on Board of Health Department, and we can do it on the main COVID page.
People don't want to read a million sections.
No, they don't.
And I can include those 3 bullet points too in my selectmen's report, so at least it'll get out that way.
Good. Yeah. All right.
Great.
Perfect. All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Good session here today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, very productive. Great.
Yeah, I feel those 3 points hit a very broad spectrum. So it's.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right.
And that was it for this little work session.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I would make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Sharon?
Second.
And Ron seconds it. And Matt, you're in agreement?
Yes.
And Kevin, you're in agreement?
I am.
Okay, and I'm in agreement. Meeting
All right.
adjourned. Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Have a great weekend. Nice